Hello, everyone, and what a night in the south of France. Welcome back to the channel. Liverpool have just gone into the Lions' den at the Velodrome and come out with a massive 3-0 win against Marseille. Apologies for the delay of the match review. I was a bit busy yesterday, so I couldn't record and upload it last night, but I'm doing it now. Better late than never. And wow, phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. And look, it wasn't always easy. The atmosphere at the Velodrome was absolutely hostile. Even uh, watching it on the stream as well. But the Reds, they showed a clinical edge that we have been craving all season. 3 goals, a clean sheet, and we are flying in the Champions League table. So let's get into the review. First off, the big news before kickoff, Mo Salah was back. His first start since returning from AFCON and that massive interview in December. You know, you could tell he was hungry, even if the final touch wasn't quite there tonight. We also saw Joe Gomez step in for Kanate and Alexis McAllister returning to that midfield engine room. The Velodrome was bouncing. You know, Marseille, they don't make it easy for anyone, but the Reds looked composed from the first whistle. We had an early score with Ekatike hitting the bar and actually had a goal ruled out by VAR. But from there, that did not absolutely rattle us at all. The first half was a proper tactical battle. Marseille were pressing high, had about 60% possession, but they did nothing with it. We sat in that mid block, we frustrated them, and then bang, right on the stroke of halftime, absolute magic from Dominic Soboslai. We won a free kick in a dangerous spot. Everyone in the crowd expected the ball to go over the net, but Dom slides it underneath. It was a cheeky, clever finish that left the Marseille keeper rooted to the spot. And after his penalty miss against Burnley at the weekend, that was exactly what Dominic Soboslai needed. 1-0 at the break. And then the second half, Marseille were just throwing the kitchen sink at us. But Jeremy Frimpong, man, you know, we need to talk about this man's engine. In the 70th second minute, he goes on a 40-yard recovery run, wins the ball, beats his own man, drives into the box, and forced a low cross that ends up as an own goal. A bit of luck, maybe, but Frimpong's pace forced the error to make it 2-0 for the Reds. He is just a constant threat on that right-hand side. And the third was the cherry on top. Cody Gakpo coming off the bench. And while he hasn't been the best winger for us this season, he knows where to find the back of the net and he knows how to close the game for us. Ryan Gravenberch, who was class in that midfield, splits the defense, slides a perfect ball through in stoppage time, and Gakpo coolly slots it home. 3-0, job done, professional and dominant. We absorbed the pressure when we had to, but our transitions were lightning. And now we are sitting fourth in the Champions League with 15 points nicely there. Yeah, we're in a fantastic position. And, you know, to skip the playoffs and go straight into the round of 16, win against Karabag next week, and we are through. Now, let's get into the players for this one. Starting with Allison. Another clean sheet in Europe. You know, people take him for granted, but those saves, the double save when we were 1-0 up, were the turning point of the game. He is the best keeper in the world for a reason. Jeremy Frimpong, electric on the right flank. His recovery runs were vital, and it was his driving run and low cross that forced the own goal to make it 2-0. Yeah, brilliant. Another brilliant shift by Jeremy. Joe Gomez stepping in for Ibrahima Kanate, who was out for personal reasons. Thoughts are with Ibu. But Gomez, he was absolutely faultless. He was airily dominant and composed under the heavy Marseille press. I was worried about Joe coming into this one because he looked shaky in the FA Cup match against Barnsley, but he's eaten my words. Fantastic performance by Joe alongside the captain, Virgil van Dijk. On his 350th appearance for the club, he was a Rolls Royce. He didn't have to break a sweat, but he organised the line perfectly for that clean sheet. Milos Kerkez, yeah, showing exactly why Liverpool brought him in. High intensity, aggressive in the duel, and he just looked very calm in an intense atmosphere. We know Kerkez, when things can get in his face, he can lose his composure, but he was very calm in this one. He kept Mason Greenwood quiet as well. Well done by Milos. Becoming, yeah, he's definitely locked in that starting spot in the left back position. Moving into the midfield, Ryan Gravenberch, the conductor of that engine room. He won the free kick for his ability to screen the back four while kickstarting transitions is just becoming the heartbeat of Arne Slot's system. You could put three Marseille players around him in the phone booth and he'd still find a pass. It's great to see Ryan back into his best football and leading to another player important to our midfield structure of the team, and that is Mr. Alexis McAllister. He was the silent assassin. He just kept things ticking. A few good forward passes in a quite defined role alongside Gravenberch and a better one for it. Had a shot just wide in the first half, but he is getting back to his best football as well. This man here, Dominic Soboslai, man of the match for me. The undisputed star. Beyond the genius free kick that went under the wall, his work rate was massive. Looked like a leader on the pitch, and he also created the most chances. That is 4 goals and 3 assists in the Champions League for Dominic Soboslai. Absolutely love this man. So blessed that he is playing for Liverpool Football Club. Mohamed Salah, a bit of a rusty return from AFCON. He missed a big one-on-one late in the game and generally looked like a half step behind his usual self, but it was great seeing him back. We expected he was going to find his rhythm again, and I have no doubt he'll be back better than ever. Great to see the Egyptian King back for Liverpool and hopefully a rejuvenated Salah as well. Florian Wirtz, we know he creates and tries to make something happen. Everything went through him in the final third. Unfortunately, didn't get on the score sheet, but his positioning pulled the Marseille defense apart. Hugo Ekitike, unlucky. Had a goal ruled out for a marginal offside. Hit the woodwork as well, but we know how good Hugo's movement is. Always a constant problem for any centre backs facing the Frenchman. Moving on to the subs, Cody Gakpo, yeah, we already talked about him. Comes off the bench and did exactly what it was needed. A cool clinical finish in stoppage time to wrap up the points. Yeah, I think he's much better as an impact player off the bench. And Curtis Jones came on around the same time. Can't recall him doing much, but I know he came on the same time as Cody Gakpo. But that is it. Liverpool have managed this European campaign perfectly. We've gone to Milan and won. We've gone to Marseille and won. The Reds are feared in Europe once again. I am getting 2005 vibes for this one. Not very good in the league, but we could end up and win the Champions League. Who knows? Who knows? I'm absolutely all for it. But speaking of the Premier League, we will be facing Bournemouth away from home at the Vitality Stadium. Let's keep this momentum in the league. Stay tuned for my starting 11 and match preview video, which I will be recording straight after this. but it will be uploaded tomorrow morning local time here in Adelaide, South Australia. So wherever that is for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and as always, up the Reds. Take care.